Welcome to yet another episode of the Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories, a series of conversations with CXOs and business leaders over chai or coffee, if that's your preference, brought to you by AT Edge. The urgency and pressure on business leaders as they navigate the COVID-19 pandemic has been immense, to say the least. These business leaders have been constantly monitoring myriad ways to ensure that their respective companies stay on course in the new normal. The incredible demands placed on them makes us often wonder how they have time for family, hobbies, or any downtime at a personal level. And let's not forget that they are mere mortals. This initiative by AT Edge is aimed at creating a deeper connection with them and to get a sense of what business leaders of several prominent companies do when they are not in business mode. Today, it's my pleasure to host Alok Khanna, Executive Director, Information Systems and Strategic Information Systems, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Alok, welcome to the Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Let's start at the very beginning, Alok. If you were to go back to the early years of your childhood, school, or later college, could you let us know about any positive influences or incidents that contributed towards shaping your foundation in those formative years?
First of all, thanks for having me here, inviting me here. I'm so privileged to be with the ETS team, Ivan. And to start with, it's a very nice question talking about the foundation or formative years. Of course, everybody gets influenced by mostly the biggest influence is, of course, the parents, the family, and I'm no exception. So in my formative years, my parents have been the biggest influence on me, and the teachings they gave me was, number one, don't give up.
Okay.
And the second one is stand by what you feel is right. So that is what I have followed in my education, in my university days, in my long career of almost more than 38 years in Indian Oil.
38 years?
Yes.
Wow.
So I joined Indian Oil and I'll be superannuating from Indian Oil. But all along these years, I have just learned one thing, that don't give up whatever may be the circumstances. They may be adverse, you may be down, but you can never be out. You have to fight it out. And second one is that you should never be afraid of telling the truth. And that will hold you in good stead.
That's amazing. I am, just stunned. 38 years with one company, Indian Oil.
Yes.
Wow. And how has this innings of yours, you've not changed teams like IPL franchisees, moved from one team to the, how has this innings been with Indian Oil?
Actually, Indian Oil is an amazing organization. It's such a big organization. It's there in every nook and corner of the country. The business is ranging from refining to marketing to transportation. So within Indian Oil, yes, there have been change of assignments and change of disciplines. And I have really enjoyed all these changes. I mean, we have come through the grind. I joined at the lowest grade. And there have been those if I remember the 80s, early 80s, they were very tough times. There were very less facilities. But then we had to again fight it out and learn the tricks of the trade. I was initially assigned in the LPG business, which was very new, upcoming and technical business, so to say. And my later assignments also, I got changes. And in fact, I have enjoyed throughout my career, whatever assignment.
Fantastic. Thank you for taking us very briefly through that journey. And yes, Indian Oil is a huge organization, highly respected. Let me ask you my second question, Alok. It is often said that it's important to know one's strengths and one's shortcomings. Alok, in your case, how important is it to recognize this both professionally and personally? And could you share your life experiences in this regard?
Actually, it's very important to know your, this is my personal opinion, it's very important to know your shortcomings more than your strengths. Your strengths will always make you fight, but it's your shortcomings. If you don't remember your shortcomings, if you don't want to improve upon your shortcomings, you'll never be able to come up as a good manager or good administrator. So that is what I have learned, that yes, everybody has the shortcoming. Even 80-year-old man learns every day. So I am no exception. We are learning every day. But then it's more important to be aware about your shortcomings and continuously try to improve. I remember when I was given the first assignment of being in charge of a big unit in Indian Oil.
Okay.
I was still a very junior grade, and then suddenly I was thrust upon this responsibility. And of course, the IR problems were huge in that unit, and of course, I was rattled initially by those IR problems, but that only because I knew that yes, these are my shortcomings. That is why I am not able to handle it. I came up trumps, and they really made a man out of the boy. So that is how I admire that assignment.
Wonderful. You're very candid, Alok, and thank you for being so candid, because this will resonate with our audiences when they watch this video. And yeah, you're right. I mean, the strengths are there, but if we can, incrementally work on our shortcomings, there is no limit. Like you're saying, we learn till our dying days. Fantastic. Let me ask you. It is often said that you are only as good as your team. This is a phrase that we hear very often, be it any sphere of life, sport, or the professional space. What, according to you, is the best way to build a great team?
I think we all work in a team, and unless every member is aware about the assignment and aware about his role, the team cannot be successful as a whole. So you are as strong or as weak as the weakest link in the chain. So I have learned it hard way, because in Indian Oil, we always work in a team. And my take on the teamwork is you have to empower every team member, and information passing is most important. So
yes,
if we keep on doing the regular meetings and pass on the information to the team members, somebody is lacking somewhere, he has to be empowered, maybe whatever way, through trainings or more discussion. But together, to succeed as a team, everybody has to be brought at a minimum equal level.
Yes. Are there any specific attributes or qualities that you look for? This is just a follow-up question to this. When you assemble a team, say for example, your team, besides the technical skills and knowledge that are required anyway, and the experience, and obviously there's a package that they come with. But besides that, what do you look for in your case with specific reference to your organization, Indian Oil, when you onboard members onto your team?
So it's like one part is the recruitment process. That's a completely different process. But once we form a team for a project, then it's the members, we can't be very choosy and pick all the members as per my choice. So at least this is the way we have worked in Indian Oil. So whatever team we get, we try to improve each and every team member. That has been our effort, because surely I cannot dictate that these 50 or 20 people will be in my team. So normally 50% of my choice will come, 50% they will not be my choice, but it doesn't matter. you have to improve them also.
Sure.
That's how the organization also improves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Alok, you're a leader in your own right, and you've been a leader for many, many years in your 38-year professional journey. And I'm sure you've seen leaders around you. Let me ask you this question, and I think you're the best person who can answer this. What, according to you, is the one behavior or trait that you have seen derail most leaders' careers?
The simple answer, in my opinion, is that you have to know how to handle human beings. This is one of the most important traits which derail many leaders. They are very good, they have excellent technical knowledge, but it's all about human handling in a team. Once you work in a team of 100 or 50 or 200 people, the leadership style, the people have to look up to you. So you have to be very responsive towards everybody. And I believe human handling is a very tough subject.
Yes.
Sometimes you make mistakes, you learn it hard way. Sometimes there is a slip of tongue. But as I said, you have to be a continuous on a learning path, and you have to learn from mistakes. But human handling is one of the toughest subjects, and it's one of the easiest also.
Yes. Yes. Okay, let's go down memory lane again. Do you remember receiving your first salary? And how, if you can share with us, what did you do with that money from your first salary, and how did you spend it? What did you do?
When I joined Indian Oil in 1983, my first salary was what, 750 rupees. That was the stipend. 750 rupees.
Wow.
We joined on this excitement. And during those times, it was a big money. And how we enjoyed it. Was a small town. I mean, it's not so small, but still, Allahabad was my place of working. It was, our terminals are normally located in far off places, away from the cities. But then we were 3 or 4 people together. All of us had got salary. Those days there was nothing digital, no checks, so we used to receive cash. So all of us got enough cash. We went and had good dinner in the civil lines area and enjoyed.
Yeah, but 750 rupees 38 years back, I think was a princely sum, right, Alok?
Yes.
It was quite a bit at that point in time. Yeah. So you all had dinner, is it, and celebrated?
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. It's been 18 months of the pandemic, more or less. And, you've seen days before the pandemic, and you're seeing the pandemic now. We don't know where we are going in terms of the variants that are emerging in terms of the COVID-19 virus. Has there been any change in your leadership style from the pre-COVID days to the post-COVID days? And if yes, how?
Actually, pandemic has been a great experience for all of us. So
Yes.
I have also learned it. I also was infected by corona. So many friends got infected, and some were in real bad shape. But overall, I have seen the unpredictability of life during this pandemic, the 2 lockdowns, whatever happened. And really, the wheels turned upside down during this pandemic. I mean, in my lifetime, we had not seen this kind of havoc being created. And seeing this unpredictability of life in which people are there with you, and just 2 days afterwards, they are just not there. It has all this experience of last 1.5 years has made me more realistic person.
Right.
Be more passionate towards people, have some more sympathy towards them, because you never know how somebody has gone through during the last 1.5 to 2 years.
Yes.
Yes, the world has seen very bad times.
Thank you. I'm really enjoying this conversation. I like the fact that you're frank and honest. in your answers, and it's coming through. Alok, what we'll do is we'll change gears a little bit. We'll move on to another segment called the one word, one line answer. I will give you certain options and ask you certain questions, fun questions. The idea is to get to know you beyond your job designation, to get to know Alok, the man. So this is a nice little segment. You don't have to justify any of the answers. Just pick a choice and we'll move to the next question. Have fun. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. I'm giving you two options. Kindly choose one. Do you prefer city life or small town life?
City life.
Okay. Do you prefer spending time with little kids or old people?
I wish I could say both.
Sorry?
I wish I could say both.
It'll be fun if you can choose one.
I think with the kids.
Kids. Okay. Would you prefer to have more time or more money?
I think more time for myself and my family and my pleasure, my physical fitness.
That's fine. Yeah. Which era do you prefer or like? 1980s or the 2020s?
The 2020s, of course. The era.
Okay. Okay. Music or movies? If you had to choose one.
Music.
Okay. Do you prefer cooking or being cooked for?
I prefer cooking. I am a good cook.
Okay.
I enjoy cooking.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Great. Pani puri or sev puri?
Of course, pani puri.
Okay. That's wonderful. Lassi or faluda?
Both are lassi, that too salted lassi.
Wow. I like the precision. Not just lassi, salted lassi. Very good. Very good.
Because I am diabetic.
That's fine. Yeah, yeah. But salted lassi. Wonderful. Choose one. School friends, college friends, or work friends?
Work friend.
Okay. What's your favorite food? Like a meal or a dish? Which is your favorite one?
I really enjoy cooking and eating litti chokha.
Really? Can you tell us, tell me a little more about this?
Yes, litti chokha is a Eastern UP or Bihar dish which myself and my wife have learned how to prepare, and we really prepare wonderful dish. And it's chokha is basically made out of aloo bangan. You have to put it on the flame and then.
Wow.
And it's a wonderful dish. And litti is again, it's balls made of atta, sattu.
Okay.
It's a wonderful dish.
Wow. That's going to be on my wish list now. I am going to try this out if I get it here in Mumbai, hopefully.
You must. There are a lot of Biharis in Mumbai.
Yes. Yes. What is your favorite holiday destination, Alok, in India and internationally?
In India, I prefer any hill station.
Okay.
And in internationally, I would love to go to Europe.
Wonderful. If you were to be stuck in a room for 24 hours, whom would you choose to be stuck with? I am giving you three options. Kindly choose one. Amitabh Bachchan, Ratan Tata, or Mark Zuckerberg?
Ratan Tata.
Okay.
I will learn many things from him.
Okay. Okay. Great. If you were a gifted painter and could paint anything, what would you paint?
Now I have to give answer.
Yeah, what would you paint?
So no choices.
Sorry?
No choices you are giving.
No choices. This is your imagination.
Now it has become a difficult question. I left because I was not good at painting at all during my school days. That was one subject I used to secure 33 out of 100.
Okay. So we'll let this question pass.
Yes.
Okay, fine, good, wonderful. Alok, kindly complete the sentence. Life would be boring without dash dash dash.
Life would be boring without companions.
Wonderful. I think that we all can dash dash dash.
I think we all can do anything if we so desire.
Wonderful, wonderful. Each day I get older, I realize that dash dash dash.
Each day I get older, I realize that I have to be fitter than ever.
Wonderful, wonderful. Last two questions in this segment. Which three people, living or dead, would you like to have a cutting chai conversation with, Alok? Where you're in my shoes and you can choose any three people, living or dead.
Very difficult. Again, very difficult. I mean, I should have been given some time to prepare, but then I would definitely like to be given some lesson by Lord Krishna. Definitely, I would like.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And two more choices, any two?
Difficult to make. Remember, there are so many great personalities in this world.
That's fine. That's fine. But Lord Krishna is a wonderful, wonderful answer. Last question. Life is incomplete without dash. You can use a word or a line.
Life is, I think, life is incomplete without cheerfulness and humor.
Sorry, could you repeat that again?
Your life is incomplete without humor and cheerfulness.
Nice, nice. What a wonderful way to end this segment. You did very well, Alok, in this segment. Congratulations. My final question to you before we wrap up this cutting chai conversation. Alok, what makes life meaningful for you?
What makes life meaningful for me is that if I can be of help to anybody who is in need. It cannot be that I cannot fulfill everybody's all the needs, but even if a little help from my side, if I can do that, I do desire.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Alok Khanna, Executive Director, Information Systems and Strategic Information Systems, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Alok, I had a wonderful time chatting with you over the past 20 minutes. I like the fact that you were candid, you didn't hold anything back, you were very honest in all your answers. We wish you, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, and your family the very best going forward.